Hey guys, welcome back to DC Section. My name is Chris. Today we're here back again with some more DC news. This time, more focused on Superman. Okay, so just today we got some more news regarding the DCU, and specifically Superman in James Gunn and Peter Safran's plan for the universe. Earlier today, James Gunn posted the following message to Twitter, and it states, "Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting news about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focused on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future." So from this, there are a few main giveaways. Firstly, which is probably the most obvious and a definitely confirmed thing, is that Henry Cavill will no longer be playing Superman in the DCU. And then through a little bit of inferring, this also means that we will potentially be getting a DCU reboot. And before you think I'm jumping to conclusions, hear my reasoning. Firstly, if Henry Cavill is being recast, that needs to be explained in some fashion. A reboot would obviously be the simplest explanation. There are obviously other explanations for a recasting like this. However, the bigger reason I think a reboot will be taking place is because we are now focusing on an earlier point in Superman's life. So that is presumably before Man of Steel occurs. And according to a post by Variety, Clark will be meeting characters such as Lois Lane for the first time. Now, if you have watched Man of Steel, you would know that in that movie showed the first meeting of Superman and Lois Lane. Therefore, this new movie and the current DCU would not work together. And as such, if this news is 100% true, a reboot would be a definitive answer to explain this. As for what this means for the upcoming 2023 movies is unknown, and if these movies are not somehow reworked to take place in the new DCU, or somehow explain the introduction of the new universe, they will presumably take place in the current DCU and be the last movies in this universe. Henry Cavill also posted a response to this news via Instagram, and it states, "I've just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news. I will after all not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. Changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit. But then we must remember, Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists. And the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all. Onwards and upwards." Now from the sounds of this, it looks like Henry Cavill and the two new heads of DC Studios have parted on good terms, which obviously means that there is more potential for him to return on a one-off cameo in the future. But for now, this looks like it's the end of Henry Cavill's time playing Superman. Gunn also mentioned that he met with Ben Affleck to find him a project to direct, but there was no mention of him continuing to play Batman. And if Superman is being recast, I would say that Batman would also be recast, and potentially Wonder Woman, if not all the other Justice League characters. But nothing has been announced on this front yet. Additionally, Gunn further reiterated that the new DC universe will not be taking place alongside Robert Pattinson's The Batman, which is great news in my opinion. And in my opinion, everything here today is great news, apart from the Henry Cavill recast. But if it means that we get a whole new DC universe, I think it's worth it. And like Cavill said, while he's not playing Superman, the character will still be around, which is great news for the DC universe going forward. Now, as always, if there's more news released, I will cover that in an upcoming video. Alright, now for some news not related to the DCU. Now we're going to be focusing on the CW side of things. Firstly, a release date for both Superman and Lois Season 3 and Gotham Knights Season 1 was released, both premiering on Tuesday, March 14th. Then for some other news, a bit older but still relevant, is The Flash is going to be premiering on the 9th of February 2023 obviously, and there was also a trailer released for that recently, and I'll be doing a breakdown of that in a future video. It should be coming out later on today, so stay tuned for that. But for now, that is all. So I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content like this. But until next time, this has been Chris, and I'll be seeing you.